You know, the funny thing is it's not fouling plugs anymore because I replaced the ignition, but I don't even know if that was necessary. I've got 9 hours to see if I can get something that will work well enough to ride on the highway with a group of people. Actually, I'm going to take a chart now rather than kind of guessing. 30 test lists on here. So it's 5 a.m. Been jetting this bike for 12 hours. This is test number 24. Alright, this is pretty much the moment of truth if I'm riding this bike today. I did seem to find a place where my bike would idle and not die and return to idle pretty well. But as soon as I got it all together, it didn't seem to do that anymore. I am going to go and give it a quick ride. If it dies or if I have, you know, an issue, then I'm taking the other bike.
Well, here goes nothing. And dead. That is why doesn't it kill it every time? Guess I'm riding the other bike. And I miss my bike.
I've actually tested everything on this bike except one thing. Thinking about it now, it's actually a really easy thing to test. Poorly shimmed valves. I didn't check this because I assumed, oh, a professional did that, it must be right. So I checked everything else. There's a part of me that really hopes that it isn't this, mainly because I paid somebody to do this and then they just were careless about it, and then I wasted all this money doing all this other stuff. But then, of course, there's the other part of me that wants this to be the answer so that then I can stop having to deal with this. I mean, it's just been so much. Now this is a rolling compression test. The test for to see if the ACR is working, and it also tests the valves are not shimmed correctly. What you do is you just plug in this pressure tester thing, have the starter motor roll the piston, and you see what the max PSI is, and it should be at least 95-ish. That's a bit low. Lovely day to have a bike that runs. When I had my head fitted, the place that took care of it said that they would take care of the shimming for me. They even documented it. I asked them, well, when you put in the new valves, do they need shimmed once I get it back? He said, no, I'll take care of it. For whatever reason, he didn't take care of the exhaust valves. They are actually so tight that they are touching the cam. The really bad thing about this, the thing that's really upsetting to me, is not even just the time. Running valves that are way too tight, when the engine gets hot, the valves can't actually close. Especially on the exhaust valves, it'll burn the valves. It will do this thing called fire knifing, where it will always have a constant stream of very hot compressed gas hit the exact same point on the valve stem. Over time, it'll eventually break the valve off and cause it to go into the cylinder and just ruin the engine. It's something that would have taken him only 5 minutes to do, and I should have known because the symptoms showed that. It's just that I was so wound up in my mind, so confident in this guy who did the work, who was a professional, that I kept thinking that must have been something wrong that I did. Alright, well how about we call this test number 1? That is perfect. Well, I guess we can do a time lapse of me putting it together. My exhaust valves are too tight! valves are too tight. Oh, God. God damn it.